Greetings, Evil Genius here. Now, yesterday I talked in my video about the first step in the process we take people through, and that is where um, we look at their business as a proper business and not just a hobby or a glorified job. So we break it down into systems and processes and look at it through the 80/20 lens to see, get extreme clarity on what you're selling, to whom you're selling it, why you're selling it to them. And so you've got a very narrow band of people in your target market. Now, most business owners don't do that. And the reason we do this is if we don't do it that way, when it comes to us implementing your marketing for you or helping you implement it yourself, depending on what level you want us to come in at, if you don't know those things, it's impossible for you to craft meaningful marketing messages. It's impossible for you to advertise effectively or efficiently. And basically, you're taking a scattergun approach. Now, this is one of the reasons it's so unprofitable for most people doing marketing of any description, because there's no real clarity about what they're targeting. So that's the very first thing we do. And none of these steps are optional, by the way. You know, if you come on board with us, or you want to come on board with us, but you want to get around or avoid any of these steps, we're not interested. Yeah, because ultimately, our aim is to make you more money. And if you won't do things our way, the way we know works, we're not interested. We don't want to do it. We refuse to take your money to do half a job or do no job at all. It's either our way or the highway, just so you know. So the second step in the process is changing the way you present what you're selling. Now, what? No. No, wait a minute. That's just Connor, my business partner. A lot of people have been asking me about Connor. Get off. No. I've been asking me about Connor. He works with me, but he doesn't like appearing on camera, which is quite shy. But today is a bit of a different day for him because he's decided he wants to be seen. Oh, come on then. Come on, up you come. So here's Connor. Say hello, Connor. Hello. This is Connor. Now, Connor's a bit younger than me, so he tends to bow to my natural authority, and he likes me to the front man. But trust me, Connor's the brains behind the whole operation in terms of the targeting and the online systems and platforms, and he knows what's what better than anybody I know. Now, I could probably learn this stuff myself in terms of getting into Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and all these online systems, but you know what? I'd rather leave it to him because he's really quite smart. Isn't that true? Yeah, see, he's a quiet lad, but he's all right, he'll do well. Anyway, where was I? So, we look at your business in terms of the outcome you deliver. Now, let me explain again, using the Fit Pros as a good example of how there's different ways to present what you're doing. Now, most PTs, when they present their services, what they're doing is they will talk about the thing. So they'll talk about the dieting, they'll talk about the equipment they use, they'll talk about how many sessions you're going to do, and it's really, and they'll talk about their own qualifications too. It's really quite boring, isn't it? Yeah. And when you get people doing that, that's why they're earning £15 an hour, taking what comes, people just walk up in the gym. That's why you're like the lady who's on Facebook selling herself at 67 quid for a 3-month fixed term program, because she's just doing a thing, you know, and really because she's doing her thing, and it's stuff you can get for free online if you're prepared to spend the time and expend the energy to find this stuff. You can find programs and diets online if you want to put them together. So that's why she's spending she's charging only £67. What? Yes, I know you're agreeing with me. Spending taking £67 for a 3-month fixed term program. That's no kind of living to make, is it? No. So the next thing is, people sometimes talk about the results, and this is a very common thing. People will say, you don't go to Homebase or B&Q to buy the drill. You go to buy the hole in the wall. Well, the hole in the wall is the result. And in terms of, say, PTs, the result is losing weight, gaining muscle. But even that's not enough. I mean, a smarter PT will advertise themselves in that way, but they still won't make the big bucks, because when it comes down to it, gaining muscle and losing fat isn't ultimately what people want to do. Well, some might do, but most don't. Most of them have what we call the outcome on top of it. And if you use the B&Q and the drill and the hole in the wall example again, what you're actually buying from B&Q is not the hole in the wall or the drill. What you're actually buying is the warm and fuzzy feeling you get from putting the pictures of your grandchild and your daughter on the wall, and know it's a job well done because you've brought them up. Well, that's the intangible. That's what we call the outcome, and it sits. It's very much part of your values as a human being, and it sits above everything else. Now, we've all got pretty much. Well, I guess we've all got an outcome for virtually everything we do. Certainly, every major purchase we make or major commitment, and losing weight and stuff is a major commitment. Most of the people we are dealing with are selling fairly high ticket items, profitable items. So kitchens, bathrooms, electrical installations, even expensive clothing and stuff. They are real bricks and mortar businesses selling high perceived value goods. And the high perceived value goods, they're all going to have an outcome attached to them. And if you doubt that, just think of, say, I'll take something at random, like bathrooms and kitchens. Now, if you are selling a high-end bathroom and kitchen, your thing would be sinks and taps and work services or whatever. Well, you can buy those anyway. You can buy those at B&Q and install them yourself, can't you? The other thing you could be doing is selling the result, which is actually the installed bathroom that looks really nice, the installed kitchen, and you've not got all the hassle of doing it yourself. All those things, well, that's the result. But even that's not really it, because if you think about it, if you're getting the high-end kitchens and the high-end bathrooms, what you're actually selling may be, everyone's going to be slightly different. What you're going to be selling is the snob value, the dinner party, and your bathroom's lovely. Oh yes, it cost us £50,000 from so and so in the street down the high street. Well, that's what you're selling, the snob value, and it's like hyacinth bouquet, that kind of thing. Remember, was it hyacinth bucket? You are selling the snob value in that respect, and that's going to be true for any high-end purchase: cars, kitchens and bathrooms, conservatories, you name it. Pretty much any high-end luxury item or any high-end item like that is going to have an outcome attached to it, which is emotionally way above the result and definitely above the thing. So what we do in the second step is we look at what you're selling and look at ways of presenting it in a different light from results or thing. I mean, the thing is just a waste of time. If you're selling the thing, I guarantee you're undercharging, because the only thing you've got to compete on is price. If you're selling the result, you're in a better position, but not much. Okay, does that make sense? It does make sense, but whether I've explained it in a way that you'd understand it, I don't know. What do you think, Connor? Yeah? Connor understands it, and he's not particularly bright, so I must have explained it quite well. Anyway, I'm out of here. If you want my help growing your business, that's step 1 and step 2 out of the way. Step 3 tomorrow. But if you, in the meantime, if you want to speak to me about helping you grow your business, no point in talking to him, he's a bit thick. But you want to speak to me about growing your business, then you know what to do. Message me or hit the link below. Book a time to talk. All right? See you later. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.